So beautiful people, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing beautifully well today. In fact, you guys are my real MVVs, okay? I love you guys so much. Yes, so beautiful people, as the story is still unfolding, like the thing is just coming like that. In fact, I love what I'm seeing, okay? Now they said after what Kabiesi has said, that he will send for Queen Nami. Yes, he actually reached out to Queen Nami, and of course, he told Queen Nami what is on ground, and of course, he will not just send for Queen Nami, and Queen Nami will just be coming like that. They have to follow the due process. And what is the due process? They said a delegation of chiefs arrives, drums in distance, like they make sure that they went to Akure with a delegate, like Kabisi, you know had to delegate some elders, some chiefs who actually arrives Akure. They didn't go alone, they went with the drums, okay? The drummers, these people that play this drum, they were there playing drum in Queen Naomi's in a house, and of course they arrived, the that very, I think they said it was that very day they left to Akure. So they were drumming already. Queen Naomi was aware, was already expecting them, as a delegation of chiefs arrives. They were drumming and all that. Queen Naomi came out, greeted them and everything, and now the chief Obalola was like, yeye o, Ile Ife calls you, the palace needs your prayers. Okay. And Queen Naomi was like, in fact, I left because of wounds not yet healed. Okay. Will the palace accept me with open hands, or bind me again with chains of envy? Now Queen Naomi was just asking, when the chief Obatala was Obalola, sorry, Obalola was telling her that the palace needs her prayers and all that. And this was what Queen Naomi response was. Okay, because of course she is saying that she's not healed of what happened to her when she was in the palace. And now the chief was like saying that, mother of Ife, when the child is in danger, the mother forgets her pain. Of course, when your child is in danger, what will you do? You definitely will forget your pains, because as a mother, you will not, just go on with your pain. Now, at this time, they said Queen Naomi looks at Prince Tade. Immediately, the chief Obalola made this proverb. They said, of course, Tade is always beside Queen Nami. They said Queen Nami just looked down on Tade, and they said Tade innocently, Tade was just nodding his head as if he knows what was happening. Tade, that boy, that boy is full of so many mysteries that people don't even understand. So they said Tade nodded as if he is confirming what the elders just said. And of course, when the elders said all those things, they said that was how Queen Naomi prepared herself, and he said no problem, that she will come with them. And that was how Queen Naomi went with them. And they said, in fact, they arrived at night. Yes, they got to Ile-Ife at night, and they said everywhere darkness was already has fallen, and elders were holding their torches, the only waiting to receive Queen Nami. As Queen Nami enters, bow her head, some Oloris, of course, they were like, kilo shele, all those kind of things. Of course, they have to follow what due process. You are welcome back again to my channel. Nice meet you here once again. It is my pleasure to have you here. If you have been watching, you have not subscribed, subscription is free. All you need to do is just to tap on that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, so whenever I drop my videos, you get notified. And also come down the comment section and drop your opinion, what you feel about this very gist. Share so that others will learn one or two. But don't forget that all these are all alleged speculated story. They are not for sound information, okay? And also don't forget to leave a thumbs up. My correct people, they say right now they have arrived the palace, so like they arrived late at that very night, that very day that they went to pick Queen Nami. And immediately they said, when Kabiesi saw Queen Nami, they said he called her. He said, Naomi, Ile-Ife welcomes you. Like, we all welcomes you with an open hands. And they said Queen Nami was like, I do not come for man's praise, but for God's mercy. Let us pray. And immediately they said she kneels down, raises her hands, thunder roars, then heavy rain suddenly begins. The people outside shout with joy, like they were just like cheering. People were like, whoa, this is it, this is it. Imagine just when Queen Naomi is arriving, just when she just started her prayers, and all of a sudden this rain just came all of a sudden. Like, in fact, they said the crowd, everybody were cheering, the women, the youths, everybody, were just, shouting, calling her name, calling Queen Naomi's name, and also praying for Queen Naomi. And in fact, they are saying that Queen Nami has brought back life again, to the palace, so that Queen Nami has brought back life. And this time around, they said Oloris were there. They said they were just whispering among themselves, looking and were like, wait, could this be? Like, could it be that her God truly fight for her? Like, are you guys for real? Like, wetin we dey see so na true? Abi na we just like, is this thing really happening before our eyes? There's a way something will happen. It will look as if maybe it's just a story. It's just a story. It's just a joke. It's not real. But they are seeing it live and direct. They are like asking themselves, what is going on? Especially Blow Blow. They say Blow Blow was like, wait, is this one real? So they were like, in fact, trying to know if what they are seeing is real, or is just mere, maybe they are, what they are seeing is not true, but it's just nothing but the truth. So they say later that night, Queen Naomi finishes praying. The Kabiesi looks relieved. Of course, he must be relieved, especially with the downpour of that rain. They say Kabiesi was not relieved, was not happy. We know that they said that there are, things that Queen Naomi will say to Kabiesi, there are things he will do. Kabiesi will just feel relieved and feel so happy. That's exactly what happened here again. They say Kabiesi has feel so relieved. And now they said Kabiesi called Queen Naomi. They said the land is at peace again. Of course, thank you so much for bringing this wonderful peace back and restoring everything with your prayers. Now, Queen Naomi was like, Kábíyèsí o, kádé pẹ́ lórí kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, àmì àṣẹ. He said, of course, so peace belongs to God, but Kábíyèsí, Ile-Ife must, learn without humility. Storms will always return. That is just how it is. Of course, everybody must be humble. All hands must be on deck, to make sure that things are put in their right perspective, to make sure that things work out the way it should be. Okay, so now they say Kabiyesi is like, looking at Queen Naomi, as he stares at Queen Naomi that very night as they talk. They said Kabiyesi was torn between duty and emotions, like that kind of thing. Now you people know, it was like looking at Queen Naomi with, as Kabiyesi now, with what is on ground and everything, and at the same time, it was just between his duty and his emotions, looking at Queen Naomi, like, that kind of a thing. Of course, when you see somebody that you love so much, and maybe only you people know what happened why she left the palace and all that, and coming back to come and do something like this, a huge thing like this, like saving a whole community, saving everybody, you will look at that person with one kind of special eye. Even though the way you look at her before, you even see her beyond that. Like, she's no longer like that Queen Naomi again. She's like beyond that Queen Naomi that Kabiyesi knows. So the way they say he was not looking at Queen Naomi this time around looks so different because of who she is and what she represent, and how she has come to the town of Ile-Ife to restore what was not there before with just her prayers. Okay, to tell you that the gods actually back Queen Naomi up, the gods actually support Queen Naomi because of who she is. And that's the reason why, as they said, some people were already saying that Queen Naomi might just be somebody that people don't know of, who actually reincarnated. It might be a queen who has walked through the land of Ile-Ife before, because the way and manner Queen Nami's talk and everything is going, that in fact this can't just be a coincidence, or this cannot just be a kind of they love her so much. There must be spiritual reason behind this whole thing. There must be something that is behind this Queen Nami that people don't know of. There must be something about her. People should try and find out. People should sit down and really think seriously, think deeply. Who is Queen Nami? If they do spiritual investigation on her, you just be amazed that this woman you see, Queen Nami, is not just the way people see her. She is far beyond, the ordinary Queen Nami that we just see out there. And also, of course, Queen Nami has made everything in the palace change. Like in the history of the Oni of Ife, and in the history of the palace, in the history of Ife, right now you will see the way Kabiesi is the most talked about king, is the most popular right now, even in the whole of Africa, even down to the whole world. Yes, if you want to search very well, he's the most talked about king. And maybe that's the reason why they said that some of the people who is clamoring to be part of the palace, because some of these women, some of them actually want to trend, because they know that if you are Queen Kabiesi's wife, definitely you will start trending, whether whichever way, trend is trend, you understand. And that's the reason why they say some of the ayabas were already agreeing to some of the celebrated oloris way of like trying to also be part of the trending oloris, because they know that these women are hot too. They are always talking about them. They are celebrity, they are this, they are well known, they are popular. Okay, anywhere they enter, they know this one, those kind of popularity, or being that kind of face. That's the reason why they say some of these ayabas in the palace also want to trend. That's why they want to come out as well. My correct people, this is what I came across, because this video is already getting too long. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Thank you so much for standing by. Love you all. I appreciate you. Till I come your way again. Bye bye.